Hi everyone, Julia here, recording this December 15th, 2022, and just high vibing, man, because 15 days of a solid food vacation, mostly grape juice, a little bit of orange juice, and some lily of the valley sarsaparilla tea. And it's amazing how much energy you have when you lighten up what you put into your body. You know, we're supposed to eat to gain energy, but when we eat really dense food, or if you want to call it food, it's really not food, we're tired because our body has to work so hard to try and digest it, and it doesn't digest everything. It leaves a lot of it in the lymphatic system, which eventually gets clogged up, causing pretty much every disease. So, detoxing with a solid food vacation, if you have any types of symptoms, they'll probably be alleviated. And what so many people have is fatigue, often even diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome. Man, your energy level will go up so much. And of course, drinking fruit juice, you can get plenty of calories. So, you really don't feel deprived at all. It's just, again, you want to eat for comfort sometimes. And if you see or smell other food, it can be tempting, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it. So, I'm going to make it to the 21 days and then see. But yeah, and this goes into our vibration. And wow, it's really tricky to keep our resonance where we want it, because there's so many triggers and things just are so amped up here as this simulacrum winds down that sometimes it's a lot of work. Keep your resonance where you want it. And I guess AIX is on double duty these days, causing havoc. But it's real good opportunities to see how healed you are and how fearless you are and how free of judgments you are. So yeah, for instance with me, my housemate borrows my car all the time, literally all the time, and I use it usually a couple times a week to go to the grocery store, and he was supposed to be here yesterday with it, knowing I needed to go shopping, and just didn't show up. No call, no show. And then this morning he shows up with my car overheating, even though we just paid a mechanic 400 euros, which he only paid 160 of, even though he's the one who drives the car all the time. But yeah, so what are you gonna do, you know? And who knows, the mechanic had told him to keep watching the water levels, so he didn't think he got the leak fixed, but there was a lot of other things he did too. But yeah, so it's just one of those situations with one of those people that because of their vibration, things are always going bad for them. He borrowed another car from the mechanic while this car was being repaired, and it broke down on him too. And I'm sure it's not always his fault that it breaks down, but man, he's just got that vibration and that. And then he doesn't see his part in it. You know, he's the victim in all this. He's the victim. So, yeah. And it's all about a vibration level. And now that there's a high vibe tribe here, we got Eugene and Raji and Renate and Terrera from Star Show, Eugene and Raji's channel on YouTube. And they're all here, and it's really intimidating, the low vibe of my housemate, who isn't here much. He's spending the night with his client. He's doing home health care. But when he is here, you can tell that he's not comfortable around the vibration, especially when everybody's together, that they produce. It's just total dissonance for people that aren't vibing like that. And this is just a real life example of what Cheryl and I were talking about on the Overcoming Fear video, or recording I should say. But yeah, it's all about your resonance and the high vibe. And I know Eileen McCusick doesn't like the word vibration. She calls it high voltage. But those who are at that blissful, content, loving state, they outshine the ones who are in the victim, self-destructive, sad, anxious state. So even if it's just one person, usually the high vibrer will win out. It's one-on-one. But that's something that those of us who are close to the resonance we want to be at have to be mindful of who we let in our biofields, in our company, because we are totally affecting each other's frequencies. And yeah, it's just so interesting to see real life examples of people manifesting realities because of their fears and judgments. And so if you do your emotional healing work, and again, there's a playlist on this channel, Emotional Healing, and you follow Cheryl's practice of how to lose fear, which Cheryl and I will be doing a workshop this Sunday at 2:30 p.m. GMT. And if you do those things, then you'll be neutral at that point. And then you can get into the vibration you need to be into. And you can put out the intentions you want without having your subconscious and unconscious belief sabotaging your intentions. So, yeah, and I talk about this a lot because that's what it's all about in this reality. Because if you're not vibing at that optimal resonance, then your life isn't going to go very well. And all we can do here, the meaning of life is to live a good life, right? And that's what we need to do, because we can't solve all those problems out there. And if we don't buy into all the programming, including the programming of excess, buying crap we don't need, man, just think, save that money. Save that money, buy you a bell tent, and come out here in our intentional community. Get away from it all. Have a food forest soon. And you don't need the matrix much. Just a little bit here and there. But not much at all. So, yeah, and anyone who wants to invest, we're looking to, at some point, make an offer to the owner. And we're going to be growing herbs, which is very lucrative, along with fruit and vegetables and grains and nuts, but all non-hybrid plants, all from Dr. Sibby's list. So we're going to have a very unique food forest here, very alkaline food forest. And I've talked about it before, We'll eventually host retreats for physical detox and also emotional healing, how to lose fear, all those kinds of things. So yeah, now what we want to do, until we actually purchase the property, instead of building any structures, we're going to focus on getting a few bell tents, and they're about $800 a pop, which is outrageous. Well, not really. They're a house, a house you can take with you. And I used to live in my Coleman tent, and if I would have had the budget at that time, I totally would have got a canvas tent. I would still have it. It wouldn't have gotten ripped up by the wind and the sun. But I did leave it pitched for a year, so to be fair, probably if I would have been taking it down. But you can do that with canvas tents, so that's what's cool. So yeah, just wanted to touch base and remind everybody to adjust their frequency to where they want it to be. And again, eat light. Be mindful of what you put in your mind. Go out in nature. Get into music, colors, whatever relaxes you. Because relax is the way to go. And that's exactly why Eileen doesn't like the term high vibration, because she says being relaxed is not a high vibration and being afraid is. But anyway, I digress. So here I am, back at the future food forest. It's super green from all the sun we've been having. And thanks for listening. And I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Remember to always focus on what you want. And help others if you can. Ciao, ciao.